Hey guys, so today we're going to be discussing some Q&As that I asked you guys on my Instagram story to ask me. So let's get started. I do want to say, if you guys hear any background noises, I apologize, but it's hella hot and I need some fresh air. There's no AC in here. So first question was, how do I pay for college? So there is a bunch of different ways where you could pay for college. The first one that you should all apply to is FAFSA. It is Federal Student Aid, which means the government aids you and you don't have to pay anything back. It's all based on your economic status. Do make sure that you're eligible though, because there are restrictions, but I know that for the most part they almost always give you a type of incentive and help you out. Even if it's $600, it helps you in the long run in some type of way. The second one is scholarships. Scholarships are so important to apply to because you may think that you're not going to get it, but there's so many different types of scholarships out there. It's crazy. They have, say, women's scholarships, ethnicity scholarships, like writing an essay on your struggle of being a person of color or a woman, or there's just so many different options. And all you have to do is submit an essay. It's either you choose to do it or you pay for college more. So don't be lazy, because I myself have been lazy sometimes. The funny thing about the scholarship that I got was, it was Sunday night, 10-11 p.m. The deadline was at midnight, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna submit it. I sent it to my sister. She sent it back for proofreading and everything, and turns out I submitted it and I ended up getting it. So that's why I tell you guys, just apply. You never know what's out there or what you can actually get. Next is loans. There's different types of loans. The ones I'm most familiar with are the Stafford loans. There is subsidized and unsubsidized. For subsidized, you do not get charged interest until 6 months after graduating, obtaining your degree. And unsubsidized is, I believe, they start charging the interest right away. And why would anyone choose unsubsidized? Would be basically just because they need the money. It's basically a last resort option. There is also privatized loans out there. The problem with those is the interest, but there are options out there if you are really concerned about paying college, and that is the main obstacle that's stopping you from going to college. Consider community college, as I stated on my previous video, or do good in school. Use it as a motivating factor so that you could get scholarships, full rides, all of that stuff. The next question is, should I dorm? So I personally did not dorm. I was a transfer student though, so I know that many people that have gone to college recommend that you at least dorm the first year of college, so that you are really in the environment, just so you know and can locate where everything's at, and it facilitates the whole process and journey of your first year of college. The only reason I wouldn't dorm on my first year is either if I lived 5 minutes away, or if it was a commuter school, because in that sense it's different. I mean, if it's not the full college experience, and I get it, you don't actually have to live on campus. You can just stop by, be in clubs, and then go back home. As a transfer student, my situation was kind of different. I went to live with my mom's friend before I moved closer to the school and had roommates and everything, but it was way more affordable. It was in a nice neighborhood and there was a lot of parking, versus at the dorms you have to pay for parking and it's just way more expensive. It was maybe like 5 minutes away from campus and the bus was there and everything. So just look at your options. You don't have to dorm. There's always options nearby, and they, for the most part, are always more affordable. There's also a lot of Facebook groups for each school where people post that they are looking for a roommate. They post the room and you guys could go see the rooms and then see if it's a nice fit. The place where I ended up staying at and where I had my 2 roommates was actually more in person. We vibed right away, so they're like, okay, yeah, we really like you, so we wanted you to be the roommate, and it all worked out and everything. And I stayed there for I believe like a year and a half. before I graduated and moved back to LA. Next question is, how do I make friends without it being awkward? So I'm sure as a freshman it might be easier if you're dorming and everyone is brand new, so everyone's trying to create a group or make friendships. As a transfer, I think it's a little harder because you go in and everyone already has their own group, but you can always join clubs that could be for your major, just social clubs. Orientation, my first friend, we met at orientation and we became really close, and so that's one option. Just look out for people at orientation, you know, have a little socialization. Clubs, there's sororities, there's for example, my major is management, so there was a management group, there was a business group, and there's ethnic groups as well for opportunities. Say for example, for Latinos, that group that I was in was called Alpha, and they provided a lot of opportunities and insight to internships, jobs, experience from former graduates, and all of that kind of stuff. But I'd say the main place where you make your friends is in your classrooms. The major classes, you relate more, and then you keep on seeing those people in the rest of your classes and you work with them. So it's really good to stay in contact or make friends with the people in your classes. Reach out to people. Most people are nice. If they're rude, then don't bother, obviously. Just like whatever, but don't let that affect your future interactions with people. Someone asked, is it better to go in single? That depends on your relationship and your situation. So this is kind of something that you have to think about as a person. You have to think about, what is this relationship doing for me? Is this person someone that makes you grow, supports you, and just you need to have them in your life? Then long distance is worth trying. There's nothing wrong with trying, so I say you at least try it. If it doesn't work out, then at least you try it. Make sure you're both on the same page though, because if one of you is kind of like, no, I don't want to, then it's not going to work out. Obviously it's going to be kind of forced. But if you're on the same page, you have communication, and there's effort on both sides, then you should be fine. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're already thinking it's gonna hold you back from things that you want to do, or just in general you just don't want that attachment, then that's your answer already. Don't even bother. Just say, hey, you know, just be honest and do what's best for you, but don't drag along relationships. Some additional tips or information for those of you dorming: there's actually lists on Pinterest that tell you what you actually need for your dorm and what you don't need, and Amazon has very affordable items. Note where everything's located around you at all times. It's important, especially if you're gonna go far from home. You know, have people that you trust. Say if you're going somewhere unknown, you can always send a screenshot information, say a screenshot of Uber or information to someone back home. At least they'll know that you're okay and stuff like that. Surround yourself with people that are trustworthy, reliable, that will look out for you and you can look out for them when you are so far from home. Lastly, if you're gonna go to college parties, again, stick with reliable people that will look out for you, but take responsibility in knowing when it's time to leave a party or when it's dangerous. If you guys have any more little advice that you would like to tell anybody, you can leave them down in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. If you guys have any more questions, let me know again in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.